At it again. Actually, I'm out running a little late today because I had a babysit. Grandpa, they call me, uh, uh, my son and his wife call me popcorn because they have corny jokes. And I'm a pop, as in grandpop. So my nickname is Popcorn. But I'm out, just for my daily. And it's probably the best thing I've done in my life is doing 6 miles a day. And I don't know how long I've been doing it, but I sort of figure maybe about 15 more years. I'm 77, I'd be 90 something, maybe gonna squeak out a 95. But there's two programs that I talked about earlier that I want to make sure everybody knows about. Man, I think they're just incredibly easy, particularly ones for people who are self-employed, or you have a small business. And this was a program that came out of the box fast, ran out of money, then they wouldn't take any more applications. And now, just 2 days ago, they said, hey, no, we got more money. We got $60 billion that we want to give out. So let's start applying. And so if you're a freelancer, you have a small business, you have a gig economy job or had one or whatever. And that's right. See, what you do is apply. You don't know for sure what the hell they're going to say. I don't know what for sure it's going to say. You ask other experts, they're going to have answers. But the real answer is just you applying. And that's for the EIDL. And they call it a loan program, but it's a grant. They give you $1,000 grant for every person in your business. So if it's only you, you get $1,000. You can get more as a loan, but I don't know if you want it or not. If you need money, okay, but you're going to have to pay the rest back, but at an incredibly low interest rate. So if you're going to think of a guy getting a loan somewhere else, this would be the place. And also remember, you get a loan from the government, they're nicer if you don't pay it back. These people, Wall Street banks and stuff like that, these sharks, and mafia people that give you money for, you borrow 3 and you have to pay 10. Forget about those. So when in doubt, if you can get a loan from the government before you go anywhere else, because it's going to be a hell of a lot cheaper. So if you go to SBA.gov, and it's the EIDL program. And they also have PPP money. PPP is another grant, but you have to use it for employees and for rent and things like that. So they still have a lot of money too. And they're trying to get rid. They have over $100 billion. So now you have these two programs just for entrepreneurs and business that everybody thought went away because in the first time they came out with it, the fat cats sucked the money out of that within about 3 days, and they were all out of money. Now they're pouring money back into it because the economy's terrible. So the elected officials want to make sure they get elected next time, and it's coming up. So they want to make people happy, so they give away tax money. So those two programs. But there's another program too, and that's the pandemic. Okay, that's pandemic, PANDEMIC, pandemic emergency unemployment money. Now, see, don't think of it as unemployment money because unemployment money is like normal stuff. You had to have a regular job. This is for almost anybody who needs money. And it's also for gig economy workers. It's also for freelancers. It's also for just maybe you're a babysitter. This is money for you, and it's huge. You make a lot more money doing this than anything else. Every state has it. See, the laws are at the state government. So you got to go to your state. And if you put in your state, you say you're in New Hampshire, so it's New Hampshire Pandemic Employment Emergency Program, okay? So get the word pandemic because there's a normal unemployment program and then there's a pandemic. You want the pandemic. The normal is, for old-time unemployment. Now, some of the states merge these two together, some haven't. So make sure you got pandemic. And it's also for caregivers, and you're taking care of somebody. So that's right. Again, it's one of those things you can't tell. And you read that government gobbledygook, no matter how many times you read it, you're not sure anyway. So just, God damn it, just apply. What the hell you got to lose? You got it's going to take you a half hour to apply, and somebody's going to give you like, $1,400, $1,500 a week. Where else are you going to get that? So there's a lot of wasted time you've done in your life. But here, this is not wasted time, because even if you don't get it, you learn that system. And that's what it all is. People don't use the system because they're afraid of it. I haven't done that. Oh, it's complicated. I don't know what the hell that means. What do they mean, we? It's just me. And so you can talk yourself out of anything, because remember, as a human being, we're all instinctively lazy. We want to sit in our high chair and have somebody, here comes the airplane. Say, I've been babysitting this morning. That's with my son's kid. And I saw the high chair they have. The kid's only like 6 months, so he's not doing this yet. That's what I thought of. I remember that. Here comes the airplane with the spoon in the mouth. That's what we want. So we just sit there and somebody pays. Nah, you're going to have to work your ass off. Yeah. And now more than ever. So you might as well get used to it and really have fun at it. Play to lose. Don't play to win. Because if you play to win, then you're going to lose the first time, and you say, shit, see, I saw that wasn't going to work. I knew that Lesko's full of bananas. Most things don't work. So the faster you get used to that, the more you're going to run into a success, because that's what it is. How many times doors do you have to knock on to get a job, right? You wait at home and wait for the perfect job to show up? Nah, ain't going to happen. How about the perfect mate? You wait at home and wait for the perfect mate to show up? Nah, ain't going to happen. So you got to get out there and on these apps or whatever, and have 25 lousy dates before you find something decent. Same thing with applying for money. Same thing. That's life, man. And now it's so complicated and everything. So that's what we have to do. So that's why these two programs, I've never seen. I've been studying this stuff for 40, 50 years now, and I've never seen the government dish out so much money so fast. And grants on their funny names. Oh, I know what they call the business one is called an advance. So it's not even called a grant, it's called an advance. You don't have to pay it back, so what the hell do you care? Yeah, what they call it. And that's why most of the government money is even called direct payments. And that's money you don't have to pay back, but that's not even called a grant. So that's why now there's a lot of grant money, because people are calling that a lot of this new stuff for the pandemic, that it's grant money. And so that's why it's easier to Google. And when you Google, I think the best way to Google is what you get the dates. Because if you're going to go Google normally, just put, I want grants for my mortgage or something, you're just going to get all the banks that want to sell you stuff. They want to sell you money because they know you're in trouble. So if you're in trouble financially, they want to sell you money, okay? But now to find the real grants, what you have to do is just find programs that's just opened in the last week or month or whatever. And you could do that by alerts, Google Alerts, and you could put that in and do it that way. And then every day for the next whenever until you solve the problem, you'll get notices. So you could put mortgage relief in your state. So to know about mortgage relief programs in your state as they become new, because every day they're doing new stuff. And so you'll know about it first. And I'm going to do a video later, I hope maybe today or early tomorrow, about a program just opened up in, I forget where it was, Florida. And they had enough money for 25,000 people. Wow, they got it all the way in the first day. So you had to know, man. That's where the opportunities are.